It's major pain, baby. Know I'm talking about. Alright, let me get serious. It's Cooper. I come through and show them how to do it. This shit live. Boy, you the truth.
What's up, everybody? My name is Michael, aka Major Pain, and you are watching my Let's Plat Strata series while I talk politics, sports, movies, comics, video games, and other nerdy stuff. So before I get into my topic, I want to talk about a little bit more about how my personality is. I mean, so like when I'm in a group of people or like a group setting, I'm usually the quiet one, and it's not so much because I'm shy, it's just because I like to listen to people, and I like to, you know, get their perspective on things, and then I kind of like analyze, and then, you know, for myself, and I make my own decision, and I think that's a very unique thing that I really enjoy about myself, is that it kind of allows me to keep my mind open about certain things, and not be closed-minded to new situations or new possibilities, and, you know, all that cool stuff. And I highly recommend that you try this at least once, is just to sit down and, you know, keep a clear head, and it usually works with something that you're strongly against or don't believe in, and just sit down and don't say anything, don't just let your mind go, and then just listen. Just listen to the perspective that somebody has, and then, you know, come up with your own questions to ask yourself and find the answers to. And it really helps open up the mind, and it really helps you become your own person. And I just highly recommend that you give that a try. So the topic that I want to talk about is the whole ordeal about Burger King in San Francisco with their Pride Whopper during the Pride March or Pride Parade going on in San Francisco. Now, for me, I am a huge Burger King fan. I'm addicted to the Whopper. If I choose to go to any fast food restaurant, 95% of the time it's Burger King. The other 5% is probably because it's too far away to go, or it's not an option at this point in time. But I'm a huge fan of Burger King, but the topic on this article was kind of like to bring up the point of Chick-fil-A's stand 2 years ago about how gays shouldn't, you know, they didn't support gay marriage, and, you know, there was all these people that were up in arms and rioting and, you know, pissed off, and they were like, you know, well, we're not gonna go to Chick-fil-A and support them anymore. Well, this is kind of what's happened with the gay Pride Whopper. Burger King has been getting some fire from social media with people saying, oh, well, now the gay Pride Whopper shows that, you know, Burger King supports gay people, I'm not gonna go Burger King anymore. And it's just like, you know what, that's fine, that's understandable. You have your opinion, and I'm always been a firm believer of voting with your wallet, and that's what you believe in, then do that. Same thing with Chick-fil-A. If you believe in the sanctity in marriage, then you know, you support Chick-fil-A and don't support Burger King. And if you support, you know, equal marriage laws, then, you know, don't go to Chick-fil-A and support Burger King. It's just how it all plays out, and that's just how it's going to be for pretty much probably the rest of our lives. We'll probably never see anything different, and that's just how America is. I mean, you have the freedom to believe in whatever you believe in, and so I as a person myself, I'm a firm believer in gay marriage and equal rights for gay couples, and that's because I don't believe it's any of my business what other people do in their relationships. If they want to, if they're attracted to, or if they're in love, or, you know, have that type of affection with a person of their own same sex, and that's their thing. It's not affecting my life at all. It's, their life, they should be, left alone. Besides, they should be, punished with marriage just as much as straight people. So, not saying marriage is bad. Don't tell my wife. Anyways, I kind of was interested in this topic, and there was something stated about the Pride Whopper giving or the Whopper sales to the LBGT scholarship fund. And as a student myself, I understand how much needed these scholarship funds are, and when I first started out going to school, I didn't really have financial ability to go. I wasn't able to get financial aid because my parents made too much money, even though they weren't supporting me financially to go through school. And I wasn't able to be declaimed on my own until I was 23. So from the ages of 18 to 23, I was working and going to school at the same time. And it was really hard for somebody like myself to do that. I mean, working full time and going to school, my grades definitely suffered. I wasn't able to force myself to. I wasn't capable of spending the time on my homework as needed when I was working full time. So once I was able to live off of financial aid, I was able to quit my job and become a lot more successful in my schooling. And so I know how much these scholarships are needed and how much they're meant. But the thing is with the scholarships is that if you give the LBGT community scholarships, then it isn't fair that the straight community doesn't get scholarships as well. And a lot of people can make that claim that, the LBGT community has had to suffer more to, growing up, and they need this and all that. And then, same thing with the African American scholarships and the Hispanic scholarships. We can't make a Caucasian, European, white scholarship, because anybody who did that would be labeled as a racist because they wouldn't allow African Americans in, or and it's the same thing with straights. I mean, then you're discriminating against gays but there's two sides to the coin here, and it's very unfair to say that one person can get it, but the other person can't. And then once the other person tries to create something like that, then they're labeled as a homophobe or a racist or something like that. And also, with all these labels on these scholarships, they're going to keep these labels around for such a long time. I mean, especially with the parades and stuff, the pride parades. I completely support gay people, but when you have a pride parade, all you're doing is just creating media for gay people, and it's just all you're doing is you're just saying, hey, I'm gay and I'm here, we exist. But what you need to be doing is you just need to meld in with the rest of society, and eventually you'll end up losing that label. And until that happens, I mean, we're always going to have those labels, and I don't think we'll ever end up getting rid of those labels, because we always want to keep ourselves relevant to society, especially if we're different than what people call the norm. So there's that, and then my wife told me something about the affirmative action thing that was created a couple, I think, decades ago, which I was just completely dumbfounded and baffled about. It says that jobs or companies, as well as educational students and stuff like that, there needs to be a ratio of of different races and creeds and nationalities and sexual orientation to prevent discrimination. And I think that's a little crazy to even think. I mean, to you know, to say that you're gonna deny a better student because this person has, you know, nationality or it has a sexual orientation that you need to fulfill. You have just knocked out a well-deserving person to show that you're not discriminating. And I guess it's really hard to fight this being of white color skin. I'm not so much European, I'm more German than anything else. But this is, it seems a little unfair. I mean, now being a white person, we have now become the minority in cases like this. I mean, and that may be a little racist in itself to say, but it's really true if you think about it. So, me not having financial or me not being able to get financial aid or student loans or scholarships or having a less chance of getting scholarships, I should say, has put me to the point to where I've had to work and go to school and make my grades suffer. But now that I'm able to obtain, you know, government help for schooling, and I have the ability to get into a university, I may now get knocked out from, you know, the diversity, this affirmative action thing. It may prevent me from going to a different school or a better school. And so now I have now been put to the wayside to help different nationalities or, you know, such and stuff like that. And that's just really, it's a hard fight. I mean, it just seems like everything, just to make it fair for everyone. And I don't mean like everybody needs to have the equal, or everybody needs to have the equal opportunity, but not everybody should be given the equal amounts of stuff. I mean, everybody should be given the opportunity to obtain scholarships or you know, that's what I'm mainly talking about right now, is scholarships. But there's other things that there needs to be an opportunity for them, like jobs and such like that, for like the affirmative action in the workplace. Everybody should have the equal opportunity to obtain a job, but everybody should not have the equal opportunity to receive the same amount of money. And I think that's where the world has gone wrong, is that we are just so stuck with labels that it's making it harder for other people. And it doesn't seem, you know, it doesn't give that equal opportunity. So it's a really tough place to stand. But I've been able to get all the actions or all the stories and different views from other people, and it's really hard to make a standpoint. But I do feel that we need to get rid of all of the labels and just keep the money in the scholarship, just keep scholarship funds around, keep the money there, just clear out the labels. That's what I believe. Let me know what you guys believe in the comments below. Make sure to like the video with that big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, share with your friends. You can follow me on Twitter, MajorPain2587. And you can also invite me to your PSN friends list, MajorPain2587. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I hope to see you on the next one.